Welcome, iOS. I'm Joe Wright. I'm joined tonight by my brother David Wright. We're in the booth with Intensity Broadcasting, bringing you some awesome short track racing for Bristol Motor Speedway. It's race one of the playoffs, right, Dave?
Yeah, race one of the iRacing Oval ARCA Pro Series, and we're in the last great Coliseum for the first round of playoffs, and it should be some exciting short track action for sure.
Skylord Graphics sponsor on board with us.
We're going to be 100 laps here too, Joe, so
Yeah, man.
pretty lengthy race for the ARCA cars.
It's gonna be pretty good. Awesome racing here tonight, and we'll might be a little I don't know, rough. We'll say a little loose on entry, loose off. Guys are really going to have to roll the corners really well here at Bristol, so we'll see what happens. And let's take a look at those points, Dave. How about that? And Bobby Mays, top of the board with Nudie right behind him. Both of them starting the playoffs here with 10 points. Dylan Dunford, Isaiah Gill tied with 9. Brett Merle all by himself there in 5th with 8. Brian Merle Jr.'s got 7. He'll be starting 6th in the points. Brandon Richardson 7th. Todd Mays 8th. Derek Chaput is going to be rolling off 9th in standings with 3 points. And then the last 3 positions of 10, 11, and 12 each have 2 apiece. And that's Michael Provault, Kyle Mays, and Brandon White.
Yeah, really good crew we got rolling into the playoff bracket, and looks like the field's going to be a little bit shortened tonight too. Not a lot of the regulars that usually fill this out. We got a roster of about 35 you see there. Looks like only about 15 cars going to
Yeah, that's pretty typical here with iOS as the playoffs come
be those
around. Some of
guys
those
going to get a
guys,
championship.
some of those guys kind of back off a little bit. So, pretty normal. And let's take a look at qualifying. Currently, top of the board is Dylan Dunford. Isaiah Gill's on track right now. Gill on his first time lap. Let's see what he's got, Dave. And you muted yourself or something.
No, I was just taking a swig of the beer. Isaiah, as we know, 3 wins on the season, so usually qualifies up there at the top of the pack as well. And some of the other races that he did not finish in first, self-sabotage on a couple of them as well. So he'll definitely be one of the cars to look at tonight that would be competing for a championship.
Gotcha. Gill to the top of the board. Brett Merle still on track. Let's see what he's got for him as we see him come around for some time lapse. He was a little bit late to the party tonight. He was running home fast trying to get to this race, so we'll see what he's got for him. Looking pretty stout on minimal practice. It looks like he's not going to hold the time. He must have screwed up his first couple laps there, Dave. How about Brian Nudie?
Nudie, as we know, another one with a couple wins on the season, so No stranger to victory lane, looking to notch the first one in the playoffs tonight and set his sails on that championship run. The playoffs are what, Joe? 5 races or 6? How many do we have in the playoffs? I believe it's 5 races, correct?
I believe that is
2,
correct.
and then 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Nudie currently P4. Let's see if we can get better on the second lap. He was struggling a little bit in practice. I was with him there earlier, so. You got me up really high because I can hear myself, Dave. And so Nudie's going to come away P4. Gill's going to start on the pole. Dunford outside. You could throw a blanket over this entire field, actually, Dave. Only 4/10 separating first to 50 or 13th right now.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome.
Yeah, I was chatting with that man a little
ARCA
bit
Pro
before
Series at Bristol Motor
the
Speedway.
race in
Tonight's
Discord,
race
and
will
he was
be
saying similar
100
stuff,
laps.
that it should be some
One extra
exciting
set of tires
action,
behind the wall, and one
because
faster
everybody
tire.
is very, very
Keep in
close,
mind
even
this
on
is the
practice
first.
times and in the practice session. So
Makes sense to me. All right, Dave, for a sec, we're going to step aside. We'll be right back. A little technical difficulty here. Is your mic super close to your face?
try now.
Check, check, 1, 2. Good. All right. Let's go through the field, Dave, as they get set to take their pace lap here. In the first position, we're going to have Isaiah Gill. Outside of him, we're going to start with Dylan Dunford on the outside of him. Bobby Mays is going to roll off third with Brian Nudie in that 40 machine running for that top spot.
In the 5th position, we have Kyle Mays in that DraftKings machine, sitting next to Tony Richardson in the number 18 Kiss car. As we roll back to the 8th position, we have Zach Cox in the 51 Goodwrench and Derek Chaput. Did I mess that up, Joe?
Yep, it's okay. You skipped Brandon Richardson, who's going to roll off 7th, Zachary Cock 8th. Chaput's going to roll off P9. Outside of him will be Michael Provolt. Inside of row 6 is going to be Brian Merle Jr. And last in P12 is going to be Michael Lawrence. And then rounding out your field, they got Atlee Etman Weiss in that 13th spot, and Brett Merle's going to be able to slide right up into that 14th spot. Colin Willems, Todd Mays not ridding. See what happens with them. But I expect to have a little bit of issues here early, Dave, maybe, and something late. But I think in the middle there, we might have a nice little green flag run. We'll see what people can do on pit road. Remember, 2 pit roads, but they're not going to be able to use them both because we don't have a big enough field. So you'll just have the one.
Yeah, I hope Todd gets that figured out and maybe starts from the pits here in grids, because he is one of our playoff drivers. So, and especially starting, in 8th in the playoffs right now, not a race you'd want to miss.
Might be a good spot to start here right at the beginning, though.
For sure.
Knowing you're in the playoffs and you need to get a max point day. As we look from a little bit above with our sky cam. And Isaiah Gill, no stranger to Bristol. I think he won the regular season race here, Dave, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the other series.
Yeah, he's, perennially strong on short tracks anyway, so Bristol fits that mold for sure.
All right. Pace car is going to dip off here. We're going to go green flag action. And Gill holds him. Green flag is out. They're racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The first race of the playoffs, IRS ARCA Pro Series. Dylan Dunford high into the corner, into the marbles a little bit there, but gets a good run off. Isaiah Gill is going to get out to a decent lead here to start this race, Dave.
Yeah, he's out moving.
Bobby Mays loses it. Zachary Cox back up in front of everybody. And man, we was able to miss him. We're staying green, though, Dave.
Unbelievable, because Chaput absolutely got T-boned there, it looked like.
Yep. And Zachary Cox slow on the high side. You see the leaders go by him. Chaput on the low side, super slow. The leaders are going to go by those guys like it's nothing. Oh, Junior clips Gill. That was wild.
Yeah, we may have to take a look at that. I don't know if there was some mix-up on some comms there of go high or low or what's going on here.
Dylan Dunford takes over the lead, though, Dave. And Gill is going to have to give chase, but he's looking a little bit damaged on that right front after getting into the wall. Kyle Mays to the inside now.
He's
And
definitely
caution
under
is
power.
out. All right, let's go back and take a look at a couple of those little incidents there. We'll start with that very first incident with Zachary Cox. This is on the first lap here. It looks like him and Chaput are both going to get loose. Oh, I'm sorry, him and Bobby Mays. Cox just comes back across. It's Junior and Chaput. No caution there, which I think is crazy. And you're going to see the leaders are going to come back around here. Now, if we go to Junior, we're on board with Junior. He's trying to get back up to speed after being in that wreck. And he's just pushing, Dave. I mean, he's hard left there. His car was just pushing. No purposefulness of that. But that wasn't the caution, actually. Can you look and see if that was an admin caution thrown there?
It was. They have some things going on right now. Just trying to work through that.
Yeah, and he was pushing. It was not purposeful, I don't think, at all.
Yeah, I think there was an issue with the settings, Joe, on cautions. And it looks like the admins did throw one. So, they are going to wave around a couple of the cars that got put laps down. We'll get these things straightened out here, re-rack them, stack the cars up, and see if we can get this fired away. But it looks like it may be admin cautions from here on out.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
No, we have race control here, and that's what we bring them in for, and looks like they'll be earning their money tonight. So we will race on.
So a tough start for Isaiah Gill, getting caught up with a really tight Brian Merle Jr. there. Brian getting caught up with Chaput and those guys. So tough break for him. Tough break for the leader. Dylan Dunford, though, catbird seat, ends up here now on the lead.
Yeah, and he's had a strong season all year as well, so no stranger to the front. Neither him nor Kyle Mays both had good seasons so far, so we should still see some very good action up front. A lot of good front runners up there still.
And in the chat, Dean Qualley says, "Hey fellas," they say, "What's up, Dean?" It's iOS ARCA Pro Series from Bristol Motor Speedway. ZombieAuto.com, Food City. Wishes best. The great Coliseum. Man, Zachary Cox had a tough first lap. So did Bobby Mays. Bobby Mays able to hang on to it, not come back across the track. Cox not so fortunate. Atlee had a good avoidance there too during that. As like you said, they're racking them and stacking them. That pace car is going to dip off here after they come out of form. We'll be back green flag racing, Dave.
Yeah.
Green flag is out. And they're back at it. And those guys that are running that higher line, if they can't diamond down there, they run that danger of hitting the wall too, Dave.
Yep. Oh, we got another one here. It's like
Caution
Brett
is
and
out.
Provault get into each other.
All right. Go ahead and take a look at that real quick.
Tony was involved, I believe, as well.
No. All right, let's see if we get a better view of this one. Bar chase help. Yeah, the 18 just turns down, Dave. And Merle running a little deeper than maybe there. Let's see if we'll go slow-mo. Actually, 18 gets into the wall there, Dave. That's what starts that. Comes back across the track and hits Merle.
Yeah, and then Provault just really no place to go, you know.
Look at
He
Atlee.
tried to
Yeah,
get
man,
down.
we skating by the high side, but Michael Lawrence smashing the wall on his own right in front of them, Dave. Atlee nowhere to go is going to plumb it into him. Watch that from on board. What, I didn't see what happened to Cheeseburger there, did you?
I think he's in a
lost.
separate, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
just in front of him. No, same thing. They both are hitting the wall, following each other, and they both wreck it. Chapu skating through.
Go inboard that 37 and take her right through that.
Yeah, a little bit of damage there on the right, left rear.
Yeah, but he was going high, Cole.
They cleared it out. Well, if you're listening to the broadcast or watching, let us know what you're watching from. Like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Also, if you're going to be at the Glen this week, come find us. Me and D Wright will be there, having some fun, hanging out. We should have some intensity swag.
Drinking some Jenny Kolsch. Shameless plug for my sponsor.
All right, well, tough night so far. We're only got, I don't know what, 10 laps into this thing already, Dave?
Yeah, grab yourself another Jenny Kolsch and enjoy. Again, shameless plug for my sponsor.
16 laps into it, and it's going to be a long night. Tony Richardson with the EOL there. As we watch that 18 drop to the back of the field. as he was the one in the wall. Looks like Atlee and Cheeseburger getting new rides. Remember, only one reset here tonight. It's going to be a long night for some of these guys.
Yeah, we will thin the herd here, I'm sure. And I think this may be the time where we get a decent long run here, Joe. So mark my words, I'm saying at least 10-15 here, Green. Easy.
Dunford with a decent jump. He's going to get a little bit of space over Kyle Mays to start this next run. Kyle's super high, but that 29 machine of Brandon Richardson looking the inside, nothing there. Nudie to the outside now. Got some double file action behind them with Bobby Mays and Brian Merle Jr. Isaiah Gill, our pole sitter, working his way around the outside as well. Like you said, they've now single filed up a bit. We'll see if they calm it down.
Yeah. Sometimes they get in a little revved up, and it seems we've settled down a bit. Got the tires at least warmed up, so they're not really cool and not spinning them mid-entry or coming out. So we'll see how that progresses.
So look back from our leader, Dylan Dunford. He motors down around the Great Coliseum. It's Kyle Mays giving chase. Looks like he's not letting him get away.
And the dominant line looks to be the high line is usually the norm here at Bristol. Often you'll see the drivers riding in high and then diamonding it low off of exit there. So you'll see a lot when they get into, you know, side-by-side racing. Often the guy on the outside is going to win the battle, although those battles may last a few laps.
And watch for Isaiah Gill. He's working his way through the field. He's got himself all the way back up to that 6th position, and he's now looking to go outside of Chaput here.
Yeah, no, you see exactly what I was talking about there with Merle in the 74. He was on the high line, and Gill tried to get by him, couldn't. You see him trying to get by Chaput down low as well.
Oh, Zachary Cox in the back of Gill. Caution is out.
Well, we got my 10 laps, but just barely.
All right, let's take a look at that one. Here we go on the cockpit of that old Zachary Cox feller.
Yeah, Zach's already come over the radio to take blame for it.
Oh, he collected the 10 as well, look like there, Dave.
Yeah, anybody that's been with us all season knows these ARCA cars very, very touchy. You get into them at all there outside of banging on doors, and the car gets completely out of whack. Very tough to hold on to.
I think Zachary might be parking it here. That's number 2 for him, Dave. Right?
It may be. I believe it. Yeah, did he have the first one?
I would imagine so. He's the one that spun on the apron and came back across the track, so.
I don't know what they're going to do about that because that was an admin caution, and it is. iRacing cautions are on, so that first one was not thrown for a reason.
The drama. Is that one of those Kolsch babies?
If you want to know what that sound was, that was a ruby red Jenny Kolsch.
Man, if you haven't seen it yet, and you're wondering about it, Ryan Merle Jr. is a spotter for a Legends car. Dave, have you seen that wreck?
Yeah, it's not cool.
Man, it makes me not. I thought about running Legends, and then I saw that.
Those things are death traps, man.
Dylan Dunford with a little bit of a blink. That's one guy we're missing tonight. Where's old Blink Hensley at?
I don't know. Didn't make the playoffs, so doesn't look like he wants to participate. A lot of guys, normally try to stay away from some of the short tracks too. There's a lot of tempers that flare. The races can be ugly, as you've seen. We're 3 cautions in now, a quarter of the way through the race. So um, some people try to avoid those if they can. Use them as their drop races potentially, or if they're not in the playoffs, they don't show up for them.
And if you haven't been paying attention to iOS and some of the things going on, there's going to be some shaking up next season. Some new leagues coming here to Intensity Broadcasting as well. Same drivers, different leagues. Going to be fun. Going to be interesting. New rule packages, new race packages, new cars, new next generation cars. Got some fun races. Got lots of things lined up here on Intensity Broadcasting. So if you're a fan, stay tuned. It's coming. It's going to be fun. And I'm not sure where Stephen Black is, Dean. Dylan Dunford out to a big lead.
Yeah, another real big jump for him. He'll clear 4 or 5 car lengths out there.
Nudie slides in behind Kyle Mays. Nudie having a little loose issues through the middle of the corner there.
Dylan and Kyle looking like they're setting sail here. Trying to pack a bit.
Yeah, they are the class of the field right now with Gill stuck back in the back after getting into his second wreck. You look at him now, trying to work underneath of Brian Merle Jr., but like you said, that low side, hard to get through. Brett Merle real high in the marbles there. Chaput underneath. Bobby Mays follows suit. Brett with a good run off the corner there. You see him on the left side of your screen. Chaput now to the outside of Bobby Mays. He's got his wheel there. Bobby's clearing on the low side. That's going to drag Brett and Brian Merle around there. Those guys are riding that high line, buddy. I'll tell you what, they're getting close to that wall.
Yeah, we're seeing, we're 37 in now, so tire wear is definitely there. We're on ARCA, so I believe they only got 1 set behind the wall here, Joe.
That is correct. 65% fuel, 1 set, 100 laps.
Yeah.
Merle Jr. turning it down, trying to get underneath his brother there.
As we approach midway here, we will see some tire strategy come into play, and Dylan and Kyle just, like I said, setting sail over a second and a half, really, lead over the rest of the field. So,
all right, well, for a second here, let's go on board with Kyle Mays and see what he's got for him. He looks like he's really closing that gap, looking to maybe make something happen here. He closes the middle of the corner pretty well. You can hear him really backing that corner up. Dylan made a mistake there, Dave. Kyle's going to get a good run at him here down into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle's pressing the issue whatsoever. You can see him backing it off well into that corner, even back on. So I don't think Kyle, Ian Wise here, not really worried about laps led. Wait for his opportunity.
As you say that, yeah, he hard on the brakes there. Almost got in the back of Dylan. Did I mention Eddie Morris and Josh Hall are going to be with us at the Glen? Oh, both the leaders into the wall there. A simultaneous wall scrape.
Kyle getting into the mode of just following that Dunford bumper and in the same line, like we were saying, just trying to stay with him. And that will let the Mr. Canuti touch into that lead a bit. So down to almost a second back to Kyle, and a little off a second and a quarter to Dylan.
Some really crazy racing here. Merle Jr. way down on the apron. Almost like he let them guys go by.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's way off the pace.
Yeah, he could have been a little distracted digging at his Fisher. You never know.
Rovault gives him the bumper. Gill underneath. The 29 almost hits the wall. Gill clears Zachary Cox. What can he do now? He's up to P5. Got a long distance between him and Bobby Mays, though. Almost 5 seconds between the two, Dave.
Yeah, big gap. Provolt and Junior battling as well.
Like you said, Nudie closing the gap now. Nudie down to 0.9 seconds as he saved his tires, Dave, I think.
We'll see. Tireware's going to get there. We're halfway right now, so some strategy on a real long green flag run.
0.75, closed a tenth and a half that lap. He's really starting to find that rhythm. He's closing that gap quick. 0.6 now. Atman Weiss is on pit road. Looks like he might be getting his first set of tires, trying to little strategy play here. Ooh, the leaders are getting held up. And then Dylan Dunford's going to get got by Kyle Mays. And now Nudie to the outside. What's Nudie going to do? He's got Chaput in front of him. He's going to slide in behind Dylan here. And man, the leaders can really get into lap traffic, and bad decisions can cost you the race here at Bristol too, Dave.
Oh, we got another car around, and the yellow is out.
Brandon Richardson.
Yeah, Brandon
Richardson. Oh, Chaput piled into him. What happened? Let's see what happened here. The 18 just pile drives him. He holds the brake. Dylan Dunford's going to slap the wall. Chaput and Bobby Mays are going to get him. Brett Merle's going to skate by. Gill's going to find a way through. Atman Weiss. Got to get on the brakes, young feller.
Brutal. Both the Richardson boys into it together, so I believe that's some family on family crime here. And yeah,
I believe that's the 18-second one.
Oh. Nobody's slowing up. I don't know if we don't have the spotters on. What's going on here? Late caution come out. Bristol is tough. A lot of blind corners. You're coming off that banking, and it does come up on you quick. So
yeah, you're running 15-second laps. You're in such a rhythm. Sometimes you don't pay attention in front of you. You're based on your line. You're looking at what you're doing. Nudie on the pit road. Interesting move by him. Gill behind him as well.
Kyle and Dunford stay out.
Mays and Dunford stay out. Interesting move by them. Late tires maybe for those guys.
Yeah, we'll see. They don't think that that's the last caution. No, stretch of getting off the lead lap, it looks like. So don't mind the play. And like we said, the strategy is going to come in here. So one of these will be the winning play. Is it going to be Nudie or Gills? Maybe Chaput?
Nudie was off first.
Right. Or is it going to be Mays and Dunford? And maybe even Bobby Mays, right? All on a different tire strategy out there. So we'll see.
So Chaput is the first car a lap down, but he was involved in that wreck. Wonder who's gonna get the lucky dog here. That could be a big.
The LD. Yeah, and we don't know what's going on with Richardson. Atlee was involved, I believe, as well. So what happens if everybody's involved? There's no LD?
Guess not. All right, well, from Nudie, Isaiah Gill, Pro Vault, and Brett Merle, all on new tires. Tony Richardson hitting pit road. He gets new ones, but I believe he might be done for the night, Dave. Am I correct in that?
I have not heard race control come over, but I believe that was his second for sure. We seen Zach still out there, so he didn't get parked before, which again, that was an admin caution. We don't know if that was two, so he's running fourth right now. We'll see what happens here with Brandon.
And Kyle Mays choosing the outside line. Interesting strategy as well. This one's on Kyle. Kyle's going to get a huge jump. He's actually going to pull Zachary. Not enough. Definitely enough to clear Bobby Mays.
Oh, Gill's around on a self spin. Gonna collect Pro Vault a little bit as well. So
back under caution. At lap 60.
Yeah, we'll see if Dylan and Kyle, Bobby take their advantage of that and go now.
Yeah, loose on entry. I talked about that in the pre-race. Pro Vault, not a bunch of damage. I don't think that's going to happen or hurt too much.
What happened with Junior in front of him there?
Yeah, I was about to look at it. Like he was trying to avoid it. Might have got dumped by Chaput here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like they both got into the brakes maybe, and one more than the other. Doesn't look like too much damage on that 74 though.
On any of the cars, actually, in that one, I was actually surprised at how not much damage there was.
Yeah. Bri, if you're listening to the broadcast, I'm sure you're probably asking. Your rear end looks great, bud. So, Notorious, how does my rear end looker?
Eddie Morris in the chat says Junior is doo-doo. And then says going to be a blast. Talking about this weekend. It is going to be a blast. I can promise you that. Dave, I joined a Facebook group for Watkins Glen this week. I wanted to see what kind of old stuff they had. It's all old Formula One stuff, though.
Yeah. Well, that's what retired old geezers do. They join Facebook groups. Next thing you know, you're going to be playing mobile video games, farmland, and sharing it with everybody in your family. It's just really creepy, dude.
All right, Kyle Mays, your new leader. Where did Dylan Dunford go? Did he hit pit road? He sure did, Dave. He's going to slide back to 10th.
Yeah, he had some pitter's remorse maybe from the previous caution there, and decided to get off the strategy that Kyle was on. Looks like Kyle and Bobby staying out, and Cox as well. So Zach stayed. Those three, I believe, maybe Cheeseburger as well, all on old tires.
All right,
Pace
base charge
off.
Yep. Kyle Mays, another jump from that outside line. This time, Cheeseburger trying to get around Zach. Not going to happen. But he's going to have that outside line advantage. Cheeseburger down the backstretch going to clear into third. He's on the podium. It's a Chase Atley at Manweeses, who's a couple laps down there with some damage. He's been Trying to get it fixed on pit road. Doesn't look too bad. He's going to stay out of the leader's way here on the low side. Nudie on those fresh tires, Dave, exponentially faster right now. You see him cleared up into third now, and he's going to go after Zachary Cox off this corner.
Oh, yeah.
Back into the wall, though. He collected Nudie. Nudie able to save. It's going to stay green. That's a tough break. Roll that back real quick and just see what happened there. Oh, a little neck coat or something, Dave.
Yeah,
That
go
was
back
wild.
and look at that. I don't know what happened there. That was very strange. Did Brian lose it the whole way out of the corner and just never collects it?
No, I don't think so.
Caution is out for Brandon Richardson spinning
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
just-
We'll get to that in just a second
That
here.
was interesting. I'm trying to dissect this and understand it, but
I think he's losing it coming out, Joe, and just never regains it. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
yeah. I think he was trying to stay off of him. Put
Yep.
up in the wall. When you say Richardson is where the accident happens, now what brought out the yellow is right here. A little cheeseburger into the wall, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Saw Atlee go by there in the bottom of the screen. Might be your lucky dog there. Maybe Chaput. Actually, Chaput's probably going to get it, as he does.
That will bring that Reese Cup back onto the lead lap. Chaput, one we talked about earlier, that is in the playoffs, definitely in the thick of the running for the championship.
Down to 28 laps to go, Dave.
Yeah, surprisingly moving along here. We had a pretty decent run there mid run. So, and still no move out of Kyle. Saving those tires as if they were gold. And I don't really blame him. There's nobody that's really came to challenge. Nudie was on his way there and got caught up. So, from Kyle's perspective, it may be a little too early. Get another 10 lap, 15 lap run in and take them at 85, 90.
Take a look at your stint lengths. Those top two, no pit for them. The next guy on fresher tires, but only by 30 laps, is possibly Zachary Cox. I don't know if he took tires. Provolt and Gill, your 4th and 5th place drivers. Those are the guys to watch here who are definitely on fresher tires. And then Dylan Dunford right behind them.
Yeah, that car sitting in the 6th spot, I think, is the one that may have the most challenge. I don't know what Gill's working with damage-wise. He may have already used that Fasty. We've seen him in a couple of incidents tonight. Dunford kept it pretty clean. He's still got a Fasty on a little bit better tire strategy than some of the other guys, and definitely better tire strategy than the two up front. So,
I mean, looking at the front grill of the 2 car, looking pretty stout. The rear's looking pretty too. I mean, the only other spot that might be bad is that right rear. She's pretty. So Isaiah Gill with not any damage that I can see, Dave.
yeah, we'll see what happens here.
So maybe we'll give the fans some more heads up. Me and D Wright are going to be in Talladega in October too. Want to come find us there? You can.
Yeah, we'll be at the infield autograph booth. I believe it's Saturday, Joe. Repping Intensity from 1 to 3. That is what, the 4th of October?
That is correct. And they're off. Kyle Mays on the outside with a big jump. Provolt's going to try to slide on the outside. He looks like he's going to be able to do it. I think he's got Bobby Mays' bumper here. He's going to clear into second, Dave. And Dunford right behind him. Gill stuck on the bottom line. One guy spinning. They haven't. He saved it. And caution's out.
Yeah. Got into Tony Richardson. It's Brett and Tony this time. So I think Brian may have got collected a little bit at the end as well.
Junior getting into the wall. Self-spinning.
Yeah,
How
I
was
think
that? That was what brought out the caution, Dave. But there was some other incident behind him, I believe, with his brother. And yeah, he self-spins too. He's going to collect the 18. Yeah, that didn't bring out the caution. The Merrill Jr. is actually what brought out the caution, according to my timing and scoring.
interesting. Yeah, that looked like, it looked like Dylan like blinked out in front of him in the middle of that corner. So I don't know if it just freaked Junior out or what happened. But then he gets into the outside wall there coming out of the corner and can't hold on to it.
Bobby Mays on pit road. Richardson to pit road. Nope, he's juked him out. Came back out.
So it looks like Kyle and Bobby split on strategy. Kyle may have made his bed. Said, come get me. I'm not pitting. Who knows where we're at on fuel. He's riding pretty high on that pace lap. Doesn't seem to be saving.
And he's not concerned with fuel, I don't think. With as many caution laps as we've run, I don't think fuel's going to be an issue. Bobby Mays getting some damage fixed, it looked like. Or no, I'm sorry. He just took 4 tires. And they gave that one to Brett Merle. EOL. Must have been a self-inflicted EOL.
Yeah, I don't know if he came over the radio and took onus for it or not, but
Definitely an
EOL.
incident at the same time.
Yeah,